So, Arsenal are back in Premier League action again tomorrow. And believe it or not, it's actually a Saturday 3 o'clock kickoff. This time it is against relegation fodder Huddersfield Town. They currently sit bottom of the table. They've only won 2 games all season. I think they've lost 18 games, drawn 5. And it's quite a sorry state of affairs for a team that actually stayed up last season against all odds. This season they've completely capitulated. The manager, Wagner, he's now gone. They've gone and got in a manager from some 4th division German side. I don't get it. I don't get why they got rid of him. Well, I do get why they've got rid of him. They're obviously battling relegation. That's why they've got rid of him. But they could have got in somebody with a lot more experience in the Premier League at keeping teams up than going and employing that guy. But it is what it is. I ain't the chairman of Huddersfield. And to be honest, don't really care. But what I will say here is the last couple of times we've played them, we've struggled. Obviously, the 1-0 win at the Emirates, Lucas Torreira with the bicycle kick. I was there for that game. Unfortunately, I'm not going tomorrow. I've got things planned over the weekend this weekend, so I won't be there. The review will still be out after the game, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. But yeah, the last couple of times we've played them, we've struggled. Obviously, Wenger's last game, we played them up there as well. And this time round, it's a lot different. They've scored 13 goals this season in the Premier League. To put that into context, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has scored 15. So, Aubameyang has scored more goals than Huddersfield have all season. That is quite shocking. So no doubt, we'll rock up there tomorrow at 3 o'clock and they'll turn into a prime Barcelona. We'll be the Santa Claus that gifts them a couple of goals and we'll be chasing the fucking game. But that's not particularly how I see this game going. I'll be straight up honest. We've got to win this game. I think we will go out there and put a shift in and put a performance in. Obviously, last time out we played against Man City. And the second half of that game was just an absolute disgrace, to be honest with you. First half, I thought we'd done really well. But second half, we just never rocked up for that. And I don't think we even had a shot in the second half, which is quite poor considering the players we had on the pitch. Before I get into my 1 to 11, big up everyone who subscribed. Over 400 of you since the last video I dropped. If you haven't checked that video out, also go and do that. About why we will spend more than £45 million this summer. And big up everyone who subscribed before that as well. Respect to all of you that comment as well. And if you're new, subscribe. This shit's free. But yeah, here's my 1 to 11. Bernd Leno in goal. That's a no-brainer. We don't need to cover any ground on that one. Right back. No way in a million years am I putting Lichtsteiner in any more of my teams this season. Not happening. Not going to happen at all. You will not see that on this channel. I'm going to put Jenkinson there. I feel, listen, Jenkinson, I ain't his biggest fan. I don't think he's good enough for Arsenal Football Club. The fact that he was given a 5-year deal and is still part of that 5-year deal, he's still got 18 months left to go on that. I think it's a bit of a disgrace, to be honest with you. But having said that, when he came on against Cardiff City, I thought that changed the game. And he looked so natural in that position. Yes, I know it was another team that are struggling down the bottom, but his energy, he can cross the ball, he can cover over halfway, which Lichtsteiner don't do, and he can actually defend better than Lichtsteiner. So for me, I think we've got to use him until we get to the summer window and go and replace him and Lichtsteiner with a better quality right back to push Hector Bellerin next season. And in fact, it'll probably start over Hector Bellerin because he's not going to be back until maybe September, October. So we wish him well. Anyway, that's my right back for the game. Left back, I've had enough of seeing Kolasinac. I don't get it. I just don't get him. Yes, he can go forward. Fantastic. Yes, he's got physicality. Yeah, great. Can't defend, can't track runners, can't cross a ball. Not happening. Monreal's going there. I think he's quite consistent as well, Monreal. I don't think he covered himself in glory up at the Etihad last weekend, but he was playing centre-back, which ain't his position. That's no excuse to let Aguero run off you, by the way. But I just feel that when we have Monreal at left-back, I feel that we're just a better unit. I think we look better with him at left-back. And again, he gets over halfway and he has got quality when he crosses the ball. So that's my left back. Centre backs. Mustafi, nope, not happening. The manager said after the City game that he's got some sort of issue where he had a couple of problems and this and that in the game and blah, 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 bollocks. He ain't playing. He's not good enough and he needs to be binned in the summer. And I don't really rate Koscielny either, but I'm putting Koscielny in my team. I think that he's not done too bad since he's been back fit. Not been fantastic, but he's been better than most. This game should be a walk in the park, considering they haven't scored any goals. So put him in. Next to him, I'm putting Mavropanos. Again, I think the fans are going a little bit over the top with this guy. He's only featured in 4 Arsenal games for the first team. But you don't know until you try him. So this is as good a time as any. Our centre-backs are either injured or not good enough. So throw him in. Put him in. See what he can do. I think he'd do all right next to Koscielny for this game. So that's my back 4. Onto midfield, I'm going with a diamond formation and I am going with Guendouzi at the base of that diamond. Now, against Man City, I thought he was head and shoulders above anyone on the pitch. But if you go on social media on the way back from the game that day, everyone's saying he's had a shitter. Everyone's cussing this geezer. I've seen people tweeting saying, off the ball, he's disgraceful. He's the worst midfielder they've ever seen off the ball. I've seen people saying that he don't track runners. I've seen people saying he's too lightweight. What game are these people watching? Seriously, what are you watching? This kid is 19 years old. And the fact that he has been trusted by our manager to play in nearly every big game this season, and by the way, he hasn't looked out of place in any of them, I think that says it all. Because, listen, I'm not a manager. I can only go off what the manager picks, and I can only go off what my eyes are telling me. My eyes are telling me that kid's a baller, and he has got a bright future at this football club. So, the fact that people are hating on this kid, I just don't get it. What, is it because he didn't cost 42 million quid and his name ain't Mesut Ozil? Is that what it is? I don't get it. Genuinely don't get it. He will play tomorrow for me. I want him to start. And like I said, he is so gifted for 19 years old that it's unbelievable. Maybe people are jealous of him. Maybe that's what it is because we're all a lot older. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Anyway, onto the right-hand side of my diamond. I'm going with Lucas Torreira. He's played there a couple of times this season. He's looked very good there. He's done it against Chelsea. And I thought he was fantastic in that game. So I'm going to go with him. Not only that, he can cover for Jenkinson as well. If Jenkinson overlaps him and he's caught out of position, he can filter in. He's naturally defensive-minded and he can get down into that right-back position and help him out. Onto the left-hand side, I'm going with Alex Iwobi. Now, I know the fan base is split on this guy. Half of them like him, half of them don't. I think a lot of his criticism is unwarranted. The kid's 22 years old. Now, he could be a late bloomer, who knows, but I think he's got all the attributes to be a top footballer, but I think the fans are not helping him. He's not helping himself, don't get me wrong, but I think the negativity, not online, but at games, that you hear against him, you can actually see the guy losing confidence every time he gives the ball away because the fans get on his case. Now, like I say, other footballers at this football club can give the ball away left, right, centre all game. They get a free pass because it's their favourite footballer. Yeah, this guy is not the favourite footballer and he gives the ball away. It's, oh, fucking hell, Iwobi, what are you doing, Iwobi? Oh, you're shit, Iwobi. Let me tell you something. Alex Iwobi has been involved in 1/5 of our goals this season. Not that shit really, is he? So let's give this boy a chance. Let's get up, let's put an arm around him and say, come on, you're a kid. You can grow, you can get better in this team. Because I'll tell you something now, he will be here again next season and the manager will keep playing him again next season. So, let's get behind him. He's a youth teamer that's come up through the ranks. I do not get the hate for him. Don't get it. He's going at left side of the diamond. At the peak of that diamond, the tip of the diamond, I'm going with Aaron Ramsey. Don't think he covered himself in any glory against Man City when he came on. Although I do think he should have started that game. I don't think he should have been a sub for that game. But against Huddersfield, this is a totally different kettle of fish. And he should be able to pull the strings in there and play the pretty passes and the dangerous balls through their defensive lines. Because the end of the day, we need to start racking up some goals. It's going to come all the way down to goal difference, I think, for the top 4. So we need to start battering teams like Chelsea did there last weekend. Chelsea put 5 past them. I'm not saying we're going to put 5 past them, but let's put at least 3 or 4. Now in front of him, obviously I'm going with Lacazette and Aubameyang. Both of them were anonymous against Man City. Second half especially. Aubameyang was anonymous the whole game. Doesn't do enough off the ball for me. I've said it time and time again on here. Yes, he knows where the back of the net is, which is ultimately what he's getting paid for. But Lacazette offers the defensive work as well and the press that the manager wants. Aubameyang doesn't offer that. But for this game, I would play them both. You're playing against a team that are bottom of the league, that are just going to sit and camp and camp and camp. Aubameyang's movement off the ball forward-wise, second to none. The geezer's unbelievable running in between the lines and between the centre-back and the right-back or vice versa. He's unbelievable at doing that. Not only that, you've got the trickery in the box, quick feet of Lacazette. So I would play both of them for this game, and I fully expect both of them to score. How I see this game going is pretty straightforward, to be honest with you. I think that Huddersfield are just going to sit deep. I think they're not going to go forward much. They're going to lump it up to their striker, who is hopefully going to buy them free kicks, set pieces, stuff like that, corners. And that is where they're going to try and look to score goals against us. Now, we haven't actually conceded from a corner all season, so we must be doing something right defensively in training. But we do have problems when we lose the ball in their half and then they counter-attack. That is where a lot of goals come from, plus individual errors this season. So we need to tighten up on that. I can't see it being a problem tomorrow. They're going to sit on the edge of their box and we're going to have to find a way through them. Now, with the team that I've picked, I think that team will find a way through them. I think we will win the game and I think we'll win it quite comfortably. I'm going to go with a score prediction for this game of Huddersfield 0, Arsenal 4. I'm going with Lacazette first goal. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your formation would be, what defence you'd play, what your starting lineups are. What would you do differently? Would you play Ozil? Would you play Guendouzi? Would you rate Guendouzi? Let me know. A lot of people don't rate him. Like I said, I don't get it. But let me know what you guys think. Don't forget, follow my Instagram and my Twitter, LeeGunner82. Until the review straight after the game tomorrow, I'm out of here. Laters, peeps.